Absolutely. You make two very important points. The first one there, Ayanda, is about value subjectivity. Now, people want to moralize all the time, and this is one of the kind of issues with activism, with kind of public intellectuals that come and academize real issues, like bread and butter issues. Like we have people who don't have employment, they need to work, they need to eat, but then somewhere from the clouds, the academic floats in and he says that, what you're willing to work for, it's not ideal. So actually, you must go and stay poor and potentially even starve to death because that's somehow better than kind of working for. I mean, this is the idea of half a loaf of bread is better than no loaf. And the moment you say that, the activists come out and say, how dare you say that? You're diminishing these people, and it's always the same story. It's like you mentioned race, like you would see these leftist kind of radicals on Twitter, and they'll be like, you white people, you just want cheap labor from the continent. That's all you want." And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, yes, you're right. Yeah, that's how it works. If I want to go and buy a product, I am going to take into account what it costs. And so are you. Like this is how it works. You are always going to take into account what something costs. And you can moralize, you can say, the national minimum wage, what's it now? 2,500 something a month. That's nothing. It's a pittance. How dare you say that that is too expensive? Listen, I'm sorry, but this is the reality. This is the economic reality that is borne out. Like, we cannot moralize from the ivory tower and shake our fist at the market. The market does not care about the shaking fist. The market will show you flames. Like, you can regulate the economy into complete submission. It will not care. You're not hurting the market. The market does not care. It will just drive you into a depression and you will have a humanitarian disaster on your hands. The market is going to show you flames if you try to moralize everything. That is why you have to respect value subjectivity. What is value subjectivity? Each individual assigns specific values that are entirely personal to them. It is entirely personal to each individual on the planet what something is worth to them. And if you get into a business, a guy who, at the launch of the JSEC, I made the example of a spaza shop owner. This guy owns a spaza shop in the township. He is frustrated by having to sweep the floor every week. He wants to focus on expanding his business, but it's not that important to him. He will sweep the floor. He's happy to sweep the floor. It's just frustrating. But so he's willing to pay someone, say, 1,000 rand to come and sweep the floor for him. If it goes above that, then it's no longer worth it to him. Then he's going to keep sweeping the floor himself. No, no water off his back. And now the government says you are not allowed. You are not. You will go to prison if you employ someone at 1,000 rand a month to sweep your floor. What is he going to do? Well, either he's not going to employ anyone, so that's a job lost to the market. He's going to sweep the floor himself. That's one option. The other option, which links with your second topic, Ayanda, is he is going to look around. He's going to be like, to who does our labor law not apply? The illegal immigrants, because they're not here. They actually don't exist in South Africa. They are effectively a ghost person. So come on, 1,000 rand a month. Cool, labor law doesn't apply to you. That's why you have illegal immigrants who are employed as cheap labor. That is why. It's not because of we love Zambians so much and we love the Congolese so much that we just want to employ them. No, no. It's because they're not protected into poverty by South Africa's ridiculous labor laws. That is how value subjectivity works. It applies everywhere. It is not a white thing. It's not a capitalist thing. The Soviets did it, the Chinese do it. This is just normal. This is how life works. And we can be upset about it. We can say that it's not a living wage. We can say that it's not a dignified living. That is academizing some real issues. South Africa cannot leapfrog. We cannot leapfrog our development. We actually have to develop. We cannot say that we deem ourselves now to be a developed state because that's what the law now says. We will pay everyone a living wage. No, it does not work that way. It doesn't work that way anywhere. We need to climb those stairs one at a time, and it's not a long time actually. The post-Soviet states all went out of kind of abject poverty to basically first world status within basically a generation. We're now almost 2 generations out of apartheid. Like, we could have done this. We could have done this. We could have had people earning living wages today, right now, in South Africa, if we just respected how life works, how the economy works, how the market works, rather than trying to substitute all of that with our idealistic notions of what is the kind of the good life and how should people live, kind of how do our textbooks say people should live, and then trying to legislate that. That is the problem. So yeah, and I mean, the point you make about immigration is completely correct. This is not an issue that's going to be solved through policy. We have to actually have less policy if we want to solve this problem. Immigrants are, and this is the case all around the world. It's not just in South Africa. Immigrants are willing to work for less. They're willing to work harder because they are now in unknown waters. They have to prove themselves. They have to establish themselves. Otherwise, they can get sent back. They have to entrench themselves in their new society. So they have a real built-in incentive as immigrants. And now we can blame them for having the incentive. But this is, again, this is just how it works. It's no secret why Jews, for instance, wherever they go around the world, they do well. It's because they have an incentive, specifically as Jews, as a one can almost say an inherently foreign population. Wherever they go, they are always motivated to try and outshine the natives, and that's the case with all immigrants. So we can really rage against reality all we want, but rather let's try respecting it and seeing what happens. I think will actually go quite well, and the JSEC I think is the first step to that.